Previous versions of OneNote did not include math equation support, but here in OneNote 2010, you can now create and display math equations in your notes using a rich set of equation editing tools, which we're about to explore. You can see I've just created a brand new notebook. I've called it Math. I've got a new section, a blank page, and I'm about ready to insert my first equation. So if you're following along with me, you can create a new notebook. If you're using an existing notebook, no problem, so long as it's a 2010 notebook. If you've opened up an old version of a OneNote notebook, you won't have access to this new equation support. So you'll need to go to the actual notebook itself in the navigation pane, right-click and select Properties. Because here's where you can convert older versions of your notebooks to 2010. If you've created a new notebook, it's automatically a 2010 version and there's no conversion necessary, as you can see with mine. But the Convert to 2010 button is available to you when you open up older versions. You simply select it and click OK. Now you're ready to access the equation editor, which we access from the ribbon by clicking the Insert tab. And under Symbols, you'll see Equation. Clicking the Equation button will insert a default equation that you can edit. Or if you want to select from some pre-designed equations, click the drop-down. And here you'll see some pre-built equations you can work with. Gives you a nice little head start. So let's select one like a quadratic formula. Click once and it's inserted into your blank page. You'll also notice that the equation tools are now selected over the Design tab, giving you access to a number of different symbols and structures on the right-hand side of the ribbon. So if we wanted to, we could start editing. Let's, for example, delete the X and type in a Y. We'll move to the end of the equation. You can use the plus sign on your keyboard, or you can locate that symbol by clicking the drop down and selecting the plus sign. Notice it's building our equation. Let's add a fraction. Each of these structures are actually drop-down buttons that allow you to select from some predefined structures. We'll click the fraction drop-down and find one that applies to us, such as a pi over 2. And you can see we're building our equation now. We can continue on with this using all of the symbols and structures that are now available to us. When you click anywhere outside the selection, you'll see the end result, your finished equation. So this is something we could never do before in previous versions of OneNote, but in OneNote 2010, you now have math equation support.